Hello guys, let's continue our rubric. I named it Trap for Kids Everybody Knows and Nobody Played Like This. And let's research the Fegatello attack today. Do you know what is the Fegatello attack? The trap for kids, but just only from the first sign. And actually, how to translate it? When I put it to translator, it says me Fegatello is a cool guy. But this attack is also known as a fried liver attack. Why Fegatello is a fried liver, or why is it cool guy? I don't know. Just please explain me in your comments. But let's not talk too much. Let's go to this trap. As we're learning trap for kids, of course we start with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, standard Italian beginning, and the very popular continue here is the two knight defense for black, knight f6. And here please don't miss this chance, just play knight g5. Yes, attack this f7 point immediately if black allows you. The only defense black can find here is, of course, d5, right? I also do not see any other defense, efficient defense. And we take, of course. And let's start with the sweetest variation for white. This really trap for kids. When black just take this pawn, which is really looks logically from the first time, right? And here follows the sacrifice of the knight, knight f7. We lure out the king to the center. For what? For this check with the queen. Queen f3 check, and we attack the knight with two pieces already, right? So the knight is hanging and the check is on board, right? And how to defend here for black? If black want to hide their king, they could get just checkmate immediately. Or else, if black want to hide their king here, we can take the piece back and we can attack here with another piece, and we threaten with a checkmate again. So if black just doesn't see it and want to defend this knight, we just checkmate them. Or else, if they can see this checkmate and they want to defend this square, we take this piece, take, and we make this fork even. Looks like black totally lost here. So what black can do here? Is it really end of the game? No, black can do only one thing. They can defend the knight with the king. Yes, we already lured the king to the center of the board. But at the moment there are two defenses and two attacks for the knight. Be sure to never take this pinned piece, but better attack it. And also develop your knight. Knight c3, we attack again this knight. How to defend it? The only defense black could see is just with another knight. From here looks like passively. So many players would defend it from here because they want to make a fork, like counterattack or something. What we do? We never afraid this and never defend this pawn. We just castle. Because if black take this pawn, we just take this piece. It's not possible. And we also threatening to attack this defending knight and to take this knight again. So black can see the only move here is c6 to defend again this pinned piece. What we do here? We just explode the center because we can see the king in the center and we want to open it. We want to explode everything around the king. And if black would decide to take the pawn, because it's free pawn, they would just get some checkmate like this. Check, the file block with the queen, so the only move would be here, and we can just develop our bishop. And if they continue taking, they can get even such a checkmate from here. Like this diagonal is blocked, and this file is blocked. So in the center, the king cannot survive. So we covered the sweetest variation for white, where black just followed our best plan, but actually black just did obvious moves. So where did they make so wrong? Where was the critical mistake? Let's check. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. Was it critical mistake? But actually, two-knight defense is just classical defense, so maybe it's okay still. So knight g5, d5, ed, and the critical mistake for black was knight d5. Black actually shouldn't take this pawn, but it's not obvious, right? And the best move here for black would be knight a5 to attack this bishop. Well, if black smart enough and play like this, we just move here with the check. Check. c6 seems the only move. Here we take. And here you should remember where to retreat with the bishop, and the best square here is, look weird, but it's bishop d3. It's the best square. Why? Because it's important to support e4 square for this knight, because the knight gonna be attacked, and we gonna have this important point in the center to retreat. So just remember bishop d3 and then knight e4. After that, we're gonna continue our development with queen f3, with castling, and let's look on the board. What we have? We have castled king already, we have developed pieces, and black just have this really weak piece. And by the way, let's count the pawns. Black have only 6 pawns, and white have good position and 7 pawns. So I guess it's just the very, very good position for white. In the variation where black do not critical mistake by taking pawn on d5. Now let's flip the board and realize what to do with black. What if I play black? I always play this two-knight defense. Is it wrong beginning or what? What should I do if I'm a new player? No, of course you can't play two-knight defense. Let's check. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and if white play here bishop c4, just don't be in a hurry with this knight. Just play symmetrical bishop c5. You also develop your minor piece, but bishop goes before the knight, right? And here you can see that there is no jump knight g5 because queen attacks this square, and white should prepare it with some d3 to open the bishop to support this square. Here, of course, you can play your favorite knight f6 normally, because here knight g5 gives nothing to white, because you just castling and defend everything and complete your development. So next move will be d6. You're gonna develop your bishop as well, and you're totally fine with the black. So my advice, don't go to this Fegatello attack, don't give white a chance. Just play here bishop c5 first, and only after that knight f6, and you will avoid all these troubles with Fegatello, cool guy, fried liver attack. Good luck!